First in high definition from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
A first-of-its-kind drug operation, now a manhunt. The illegal substance agents say this suspect sold them. And the verdict is in for a man on trial for killing a teen waiting for his girlfriend. We'll have today's courtroom developments, plus war paint and hope on wheels.
Thank you for inspiring us with your courage and your bravery.
How a national car company is helping kids here in Hampton Roads fight. Tonight only on 10, our security test at the district. Good evening, I'm Stephanie Harris.
And I'm Andy Fox. Tom and Nicole had the evening off. Following our investigation August 5th, the city of Norfolk conducted an investigation and found the same things we did. That doors are not properly secure, doors that don't lock properly, and students living in fear. Today we went back to see if anything's changed. On August 5th, this was the state of the district doors. No magnetic lock at the bottom. Pry them open. Following our investigation, the doors are more secure today. Look at this. That has changed. You can't do that at the bottom of the door. They're closed. We showed the difference to the district's maintenance employee named Tyrone. He wouldn't give us his last name. What have they changed about the door?
Instead of the mag locks that were up top, we have a bar in the middle with locks on both sides.
So you can't pry it open from the bottom. That's better.
Right.
We walked around the complex. We found 10 doors properly locked. That's locked. Locked. Good. But we found 3 doors not locked at all. Door 1. Doors are not locking properly. On August 5th, this door was not locked. Walk right in. And door number 3. Please don't be open. Another open door. Tyrone agreed to walk with us to see the unlocked doors that should be locked. Watch. See this? I don't even need to go to the handle. I just come right out. After seeing the first door, Tyrone took a phone call and then walked off. He apparently had seen enough. Tyrone, I got other doors to show you. Let me show you the other doors. We followed him to the leasing office. He's now bailed on me here. But the important thing is that we're showing him the doors that are open. They're still not locking. Then another district employee named Mustafa came out and said, time to leave.
I'm sorry. The manager, she says, anyway, can you get off the property?
We left the property, but look what happened 10 minutes later. Tyrone and fellow workers came out to fix the door. Thumbs up. Marilyn Dias lives in the district no more. She commutes 1 hour from Fort Eustis to go to school.
I have an apartment, I pay rent here, but I choose to commute an hour every day rather than to stay here. Now, the city of Norfolk refused to return phone calls about its report. The district owners from Houston refused to return phone calls and emails, but met with the city and ODU last week. They are concerned about the district's image, and it is clear 10 on your side's continuing investigation into the district is keeping the heat to make things right. Stephanie?
Hey, you got those doors fixed. That's the power of 10 on your side, Andy. Thanks. Guilty of murder. That is the verdict today for a man on trial for killing a Virginia Beach high school senior who was just waiting to pick up his girlfriend from work. A Virginia Beach jury then recommended a sentence of 33 years behind bars for 22-year-old Sheldon Swilling. He will be formally sentenced in December. 18-year-old Isaiah Jones was shot in his car at the Lynn Haven Crossing Shopping Center in April 2009. Virginia Beach police say an inmate wrongly released earlier this month is now back behind bars. Officers spotted 31-year-old Cedric Harrison yesterday afternoon. They followed the vehicle he was riding in and later arrested him. Prosecutors say Harrison was involved in a shooting that injured 5 people on July 4th. Well, somehow his bond paperwork did not get to the proper place, and he was released on September 2nd. Harrison is in jail without bond on gun, drug, assault, and contempt of court charges.
Virginia Beach police are looking for the man who robbed a drugstore at gunpoint. This is a surveillance picture from the holdup. Take a look at this at around 7 this morning at the CVS on Independence Boulevard at Pleasure House Road. Detectives say the suspect held a shirt in front of his face, demanded money from the clerk's register, and walked out with cash. No customers were inside at the time. No one was hurt. Police charged a 47-year-old Hampton woman with reckless driving in a deadly accident involving an an ambulance. Police say Joanna Kibwe crashed her SUV into the ambulance on Armistead Avenue near Mercury Boulevard Saturday night. The ambulance flipped on its side. The 42-year-old patient inside later died at the hospital. The medical examiner has not released a cause of death. 6 other people were treated for their injuries at the hospital and then released.
Drug agents in Matthews County are searching for a man they say sold them bath salts in a convenience store parking lot. 26-year-old George Wayne Sharp Jr. now faces drug charges. 10 on your side's Ann McNamara is here to explain exactly what was sold. And obviously it's not the bath salts you put in the bath at home.
It's different. There's a specific synthetic stimulant in the bath salts, and that's what makes them illegal, Stephanie. And this is an important case for the Matthews County Sheriff's Department because it's the first time the Tri-Rivers Drug Task Force has ever purchased this bath salt illegal substance on the streets. The sheriff says the man sold illegal bath salts to agents twice in March, and now they're asking for the public's help in tracking him down. Here's a picture of that suspect, 26-year-old George Wayne Sharp Jr. Agents say he goes by the nickname Guy. The Sharp sold the illegal bath salts to Matthews County Drug Task agents in this parking lot. Many people getting gas there today told 10 on your side they haven't heard of the drug. The sheriff says traditional bath salts, like the kind you mentioned, Stephanie, that you would use in your bathtub, they aren't illegal, but in the past few years, criminals have been mixing those salts with that synthetic drug, and it gives a high very similar to cocaine.
It can lead to death and, mental or physical damage as well, and then finally death. So it is a very dangerous chemical. It is a Schedule 1, has no good use other than, it's an illegal drug.
Only used for illegal purposes. And the sheriff says Sharp fled Matthews County, and he could be hiding somewhere in Hampton Roads, of course asking for the public's help in finding him. He also said it's possible federal charges could be filed in this case, depending, of course, on the circumstances of the sale and on Sharp's criminal history. Ann McNamara, 10 on your side.
Fire investigators say a faulty humidifier is to blame for a fire that forced 2 people out of their home. It happened along Westover Avenue. That's in the West Ghent area of Norfolk. Firefighters say when they got to the scene around 6:30 this morning, they found fire and smoke in the basement. They got the fire under control in about 15 minutes. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
We're on your side, tracking the tropics. Ophelia will not go away, and now, well, there's Philippe now.
Yeah, and 10 on your side meteorologist Don Slater is standing by in the Super Doppler 10 Weather Center with details. Don, never like a storm named Ophelia.
Or Philippe.
Or Philippe. Or
Neither
Irene.
one. We don't like either one of them.
Or Irene, and neither one of those is going to be hitting our area whatsoever. However, Ophelia is now a hurricane. As of the 5 p.m. update, it got ramped back up to hurricane strength, a minimal hurricane strength, but nonetheless, it is a hurricane out there. And right now, here is Ophelia, right on into here. Here is Philippe, way on off into the Atlantic. Want to show you what's going on. First of all, with Ophelia, 75-mile-an-hour winds moving to the north-northwest at 8 miles an hour. There's where it is by this coming Sunday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, motoring past Bermuda with 80-mile-an-hour winds. They're going to feel the effects of it, but will not likely feel much of anything out of that as it makes its way into the North Atlantic. And Philippe, 45-mile-an-hour winds, still hanging on. And by next Tuesday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 40-mile-an-hour winds. Now, again, those 2 storms are out there. What's out there for us? Right now, not much. There's no rainfall into the area, but autumn is on its way. You see that curlicue of clouds way on up towards Chicago? That's a cold front that's going to slam through the area tomorrow night. We'll tell you about that in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Don. 10 on your side. Viewers use Report It at WAVY.com to send us these pictures of yesterday's storm and the damage. This photo is from the Hickory area of Chesapeake. Very scary looking cloud.
That is. That's a neat picture. Take a look at the lightning last night. And wow, that's a strike there in the Green Run area of Virginia Beach. Take a look at this car in flash floodwaters in Virginia Beach, all the way up to the grill in the Thorogood area.
Yeah, we posted a slideshow of all the storm pictures on WAVY.com. And tonight on WAVY News 10 at 5:30, we'll show you the flooding and the damage in one area of Virginia Beach.
And HRSD is advising you to avoid contact with the water in the Elizabeth River from Lambert's Point to the Lafayette River until Saturday. That's because the Initiative plant in Norfolk lost power last night and conducted an emergency discharge of 630,000 gallons of disinfected wastewater to the river. HRSD says it notified the Department of Environmental Quality, DEQ. Scientists are testing samples from the Elizabeth River to determine whether the water quality was indeed affected.
The police have a new high-tech tool to catch crooks. We're on your side to show you how it works to keep your property safe. That's new at 5:30.
And a fake drug warning. We're on your side with the dangers of purchasing prescriptions online and how to spot a legitimate place to buy them.
And a 10 on your side consumer alert. We'll tell you about the changes likely coming soon to your debit card, and they're going to hit you right in the wallet.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Libas, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
A 10 on your side consumer alert. Using a debit card is a convenient way to pay, but it might not be cost efficient anymore. Starting October 1st, banks cannot charge retailers as much as they used to every time you swipe your card, so they're trying to make up for that lost revenue. Guess how? They may start charging you a monthly fee. Your bank might also eliminate those debit reward programs, so check your statement. Your bank should notify you of any change, and if it doesn't, give them a call. You could get that first month's fee removed.
Here's a stat for you. 1 in 6 Americans bought medicines on the internet last year. Drug maker Pfizer and a pharmacy standards group are both warning about the risk of counterfeit prescription drugs. Counterfeit drugs can contain toxic substances such as rat poison or lead. They can also have the wrong amount of the real drug's active ingredient. People who buy medicines from illegal online pharmacies risk financial fraud and identity theft if they provide credit card or other personal information. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration encourages you to check internet pharmacy sites for a seal indicating they are licensed pharmacies and sell approved medicines. The blue, there it is right there, oval-shaped seal reads National Association Boards of Pharmacy, and around the red letters, VIPPS. Japan, rattled by another earthquake. We'll show you another view of a city shaking and assess the damage.
It's hope on wheels. A national automaker is helping local sick children battling a deadly disease. See how the kids are showing off their fight with a little war paint. They fight for their lives every day. But children battling cancer at the Children's Hospital, the King's Daughters in Norfolk, are not alone.
There is hope on wheels. 10 on your sides. Art Khan explains that.
These children are not preparing for art class, and this colorful liquid applied to their hands is something much more than mere finger paint. This is war paint, and these are the combatants.
Thank you for inspiring us with your courage and your bravery. You can count on us to be involved.
Hyundai dealer Ed Snyder, along with the entire Hyundai Motor America, got involved with the children's battle against cancer this afternoon to the tune of $100,000. And that's just a fraction of their total contributions at children's hospitals nationwide benefiting from the Hope on Wheels program.
The Hyundai Dealers of America and your Norfolk dealers will donate a total of $23 million this month.
The cure rates for kids with cancer is higher than it has ever been, but the fight is far from over. The money from Hyundai will be used to fund research on pain symptoms and quality of life in children with cancer.
Believe it or not, there haven't been other prospective studies looking at symptoms in kids with cancer throughout their treatment.
The kids undergoing treatment at CHKD have left their caregivers with a lasting impression.
They continue to live their life even when they're in the clinic getting chemotherapy.
My daughter is 6 now. She was diagnosed with cancer when she was 5, and just watching her and her courage through every day, it's amazing.
Amazing, like young Matthew Hare, who offered this advice to other kids like himself battling cancer.
Just keep fighting?
4-year-old Emma Bulick has a message for all the caregivers and us as well.
Love them?
Yeah, love them. Couldn't have said it better myself, Emma. In Norfolk, Art Khan, 10 on your side.
So cute. The Hope on Wheels program has raised $43 million since it began just over a decade ago.
Well, next week, crews will take aim at mosquitoes from 4:30 p.m. until dusk, October 3rd through the 5th. A C-130 Hercules will spray the areas of Langley, Pocosin, York County, Newport News, Fort Eustis, Naval Weapons Station, Craney Island, and parts of Portsmouth. Joint Base Langley Eustis says 95% of adult mosquitoes should be killed. That reduction in the mosquito population may last up to 2 weeks. I guess that's the net.
Now, in high definition, your Super Dot for 10 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
All that work for only 2 weeks.
Yeah, what we really need is a good freeze.
Well, we're not going to see that. Yeah, we're not going to see that for a while. Not until likely November or late November or early January. But it tends to slow them down once we get some cooler air. So that's going to be good. We're going to see that coming up over the weekend. It's going to get a lot cooler. And today, look at Super Dot 10 Live, the radar. There's nothing out there. There's absolutely no rainfall anywhere within our area. Now, we could see in about 24 hours some scattered showers move on through, but it'll be with this cold front. This cold front will slam on through the area about 24 hours from now. It's not going to be a huge amount of wind with it, but it's going to be a big temperature drop coming on up. Now, it's right on up into here right now. And again, 6 o'clock, right about into here, or 5 o'clock, it's up into here. By the midnight hour, it's heading toward Pittsburgh. It's about toward Cleveland at that point. And we're just going to set it into motion and show you what's going on with that. That cold front moves through the area late tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening, really. Secondary shot of colder air moves on into the region during the afternoon hours of Saturday as well. So big changes coming up with that front dropping on through, and you can't miss it. A very comma-shaped area of cloud cover right into here, and that's going to drop on through the region again coming up tomorrow evening. Cloud cover over the area. We've got some thin clouds into the region right now, but as far as rainfall, nope, we're not seeing it. And those thin clouds are going to hang around at 9 o'clock in the evening. Overnight, we'll see mostly clear skies. 7 o'clock in the morning, 5 to 10 mile-an-hour winds. Little wind shift line is out there. This is not the big cold front quite yet, but by the 7 o'clock hour, that starts moving again. There's a secondary kick of cold air that's going to kind of move it on into place. 7 o'clock in the evening, a west wind at 10 miles an hour, and just a stray shower, a thunder shower into the area. And again, we could see one roll on through during the evening hours. Look at that one rolling on through on the jet stream, moving on through the region by the midnight hour, 10 to 15 mile-an-hour winds. And then we move into Saturday, some clouds. We'll see some sunshine, and we'll see some clouds again at the end of the day. And here comes that secondary pop of colder air dropping into the region by 7 o'clock in the evening. It's northwest of Richmond. By midnight, it'll really cool things off even further into Sunday morning and Sunday during the day. Now, here's what's going on overnight. We'll drop into the 60s for the most part overnight. During the day tomorrow, future track has got 81. I'm going a little higher than that, around 84 degrees. We move on into Friday morning, and temperatures into the 50s, low to mid 50s, and Saturday during the day. We'll see highs around 64 degrees. I'm going exactly with that coming up in the next couple of days. Some cloud cover off and on, but nothing real big, and no rain out of any of this. So we're looking real good throughout the area. Temperatures basically into the low to mid 80s throughout the area. 81, 82, 80, 80 in Hampton, 82 in Chesapeake, and into Suffolk. So again, right now, temperatures around 80, 85 degrees. A little drier air over the top of us for today. And that'll allow the temperatures to drop into the mid 60s overnight under mostly clear skies. It'll be around 84 for tomorrow, and clouds aren't going to show up until the very end of the day with a slight chance of some rain later on. Saturday, much cooler, 20 degrees cooler. Sunday, 63, back up a little bit on Monday and into next week. Again, warm day tomorrow, slight chance of rain as a cool front drops on into the region for the weekend.
All right, Don, thanks. An amazing story coming up. A child trapped under a car in a school parking lot. We'll show you how he was rescued and tell you how the little boy is doing.
And the federal government launched a program to help homeowners struggling to avoid foreclosure, but most who applied aren't getting any help. We'll tell you why. New at 5:30.
An amazing story from Florida. A Florida boy got pinned under a car at his elementary school, and what happened next was caught on camera. Take a look. Police say the 6-year-old was getting out of the car and tripped and fell. You can see him there. The child was then pinned under an approaching car. Police dash cam videos show officers and bystanders working hard together to lift the car off the ground. Someone else pulled the little boy out. Crews took him to the hospital, thankfully with non-life-threatening injuries. Amazing.
Wow. Well, another impressive display from Mount Etna last night. The volcano shot flames and sparks more than 800 feet in the sky over Italy. Etna's erupted 15 times this year. The latest lasted less than 30 minutes. The eruption caused disruptions at the nearby airport, but it reopened this morning. Mount Etna towers above Catania, Sicily's second largest city. A strong earthquake rocked northeastern Japan today. The 5.6 quake was centered off of Fukushima, which is still recovering from the devastating tsunami 6 months ago. Now, this is some video from a newsroom there. This time, no tsunami warning was issued. Another camera showed the skyline shaking. Look at that. The quake also rattled the damaged Fukushima nuclear plant. There are no reports of damage.
Well, an unusual cat in Massachusetts has a paw print in the history books.
Initially walk up with a look of, oh, what a beautiful cat, and then they, as he turns, I see the look of horror come across their face.
Freaky, very freaky. The animal that will make you take a double take and run.
Uprooted trees, flowing floodwaters, last night's storm packed a punch for Hampton Roads. We'll survey the damage, new at 5:30.
Hello, Ava.
Hello, test check 1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you, Ava. Hello, Stephanie.
Hello.
Okay.
Whoa.
All right, you've heard of cats having 9 lives? You've heard of cats having 9 lives?
Yeah, well, there's a feline in Massachusetts that has 2 faces. Ew. Frank and Louie turned 12 earlier this month. The Guinness Book of World Records says that he is the oldest two-faced cat. What, there's more than one?
Two-faced. It's a two-faced cat. A genetic birth deformity called Janus caused him to grow the extra facial features.
Everything works in unison, so, you know, when this side eats, this side sometimes goes up and down. He sees out of the 2 outside eyes here. The middle eye is not functional. He's fine with the way he looks.
Nightmares on that one. When Frank and Louie was 1 day old, a breeder dropped him off to be euthanized, but the veterinarian nurse adopted him right away. Way to go.
12 years later, he's a loving, healthy cat. Face only a mother could love, huh?